If you think older, more experienced workers are getting bigger wage increases than younger workers, well, I have a bridge to sell you. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. I'm your host. If you're a new viewer and you are looking for career advice, if you're looking for interview tips, if you're looking for job search news, then subscribe to Over 50 TV. All you have to do is hit that little red button. It's underneath the screen. There's also a little bell. If you hit that little bell, you'll get our latest updates. They'll be delivered right to your inbox. And there is a thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button, and that lets me know that you are enjoying watching our videos. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is tell you how to raise your salary. Before I tell you how to raise your salary, what I want to do is just give you a little bit of perspective. Right now, we are in the midst of the longest economic expansion in history. Unemployment, the unemployment rate is at a 50-year low, yet annual wage increases for workers is just over 3%. Now, if you contrast that with younger workers, what younger workers are getting, younger workers between the age of 20 and 24 who are entering this tight job market, they're seeing their weekly median income increase by 6%. Now, you may look at that, at least I know I would be looking at that and saying, why? Why is it that more experienced, older workers are getting an annual increase of just 3%, but yet the younger workers who are entering the workforce, they're over the last couple of years, they're at a 6% increase in their income? What is the difference? Well, Gad Levinan, he is a person who heads the Labor Markets Institute. He wrote an article in CNN Online recently, and in the article what he stressed that the reason that most older people are not getting the increase that they want, an increase better than 3%, is the fact that they're not willing to switch jobs, that they're comfortable in the position that they're at, that for whatever reason they're reluctant to switch jobs. They're content to get the annual wage increase, which is dictated by their employer. So Gad's article, and I'm going to put a link to it in this video in the content section so that you can see or read the whole article. But Gad makes an interesting point, and he really builds a case to, if you want to increase your salary, the best way to do it is to switch jobs. Now, I get this though. I get that most people who are over 50 are reluctant to leave their job. They've been there for a while, possibly been there for a long time. They are fairly comfortable. They're making at least a weekly paycheck, a weekly salary, and they don't want to leave. They're happy, at least happy enough that they get their check and they cash it on every week or every other week. But what's going to happen though is they're not going to get an increase more than the modest 3% or 3.5%. Now, I've written about this a few times. I've actually done a video or two, and I mentioned in the videos that the way to get a salary increase is to go from one company to switch. Now, I'm not talking about job hopping. I'm not talking about going and leaping and going from one job to the next. I'm talking about strategic planning and looking at where you're at. And if you want to get that salary increase, the best way to do it is to switch jobs. Gad, again, he makes a very good point, and he builds a case, a very strong case, in terms of leaving the job where you're at and going somewhere else. Most of us, and I understand, most of us won't do that. But here's another fact, another statistic, and I'll put a link to this statistic in the description here.
A new study claims about 56% of workers over the age 50 have faced or could face what's called employer-driven job loss. Now, that's according to a recent analysis by ProPublica and the Urban Institute.
So if you're thinking that you're in a comfortable position, possibly you are. Possibly, but why gamble? So I could build a case, and I guess that's what I'm doing here, is I'm building a case and I'm saying, if you really want to get more than the modest 3%, if you want more than that, you're going to have to switch jobs. Now you have to weigh the benefits, and it's a cost-benefit analysis here. you're in a comfortable position, hopefully comfortable. You're making a good, hopefully a good salary. You're getting at least an annual increase in your wages. You've got some stability. You don't have a lot of worry. There's not a lot of stress, hopefully, because you are working in a fairly stable job. Now, if you switch jobs, you go to somewhere else, maybe it won't be so stable. Maybe you won't be happy. Maybe you won't like it. Maybe after you're there a while, you're going to realize or start thinking, hey, I thought the grass was greener, but it's not. You may think that. But that's a cost benefit. That's an analysis that you have to make to determine what's best for you. My opinion is you have to look at what is best for you, but I do know this. There is no stability, or there is very little stability when you're working for a company. Not today. Not like it was back in a few years ago. Now, I spoke to somebody recently who was telling me that her dad was working or works at General Motors, and that he's there. He's 61 years old, I believe she told me, if I remember correctly. She said that her dad is doing repetitive work all the time, hates his job, doesn't like it, he's in pain, he has some physical ailments that seem to be aggravated by the repetitive work, but he feels he's stuck because he's making a darn good wage, and nobody's going to pay him with his education, with his experience. They're not going to pay him what he's making at General Motors. So, what choice does he have? The only choice that he has is to try to acquire some kind of a skill so that he can, I should say, enhance his skills so he can command a salary or a wage somewhere else. But it's very difficult, and I understand that, to do that when you're 61, when you've been at a job like an automotive company who pays you a good wage. So let's get to it. How to increase your salary. The conclusion that is drawn here, that Gad Lebanon concluded, that I've concluded a long time ago. You know, being the former publisher for a chain of business-to-business magazines, it's a company that I founded, I was able to talk to hundreds and hundreds of business owners over a 30-year period, over a 30-year career as a publisher of the business-to-business magazines. I also published a weekly newspaper. I have been fortunate to talk to a lot of business people, and I will just tell you that to the man, something that I found very, very common is they have to look at their bottom line. They have to be able to keep that business running, so they will give what they can afford to give. But they want talent, and they are willing, and I've seen it time and time again, they're willing to acquire talent, and they know they may have to pay a premium to get it. So the only way for you to increase your salary, in my opinion, and again, it's based on lots of experience, based on lots of research, the only way to increase your salary, to get the kind of salary increase you want, the only way is to switch jobs. So that's what I've got for you today. It may not be what you wanted to hear, but it's based on experience and knowledge, and I can tell you, it's based on wanting to help you. So this is Lou Reyes with Over 50 TV. As I always say, I look forward to meeting you and talking to you again soon. I want to go back to subscribe to our channel. If you got any value for this, if you're somebody who is interested in getting career advice, if you're interested in getting interview tips, if you want job search news, subscribe to Over 50 TV. Hit that little red button, hit the bell. You'll get our latest updates delivered right to your inbox, and you'll also give us a thumbs up if you found value in this. And I hope that we were able to give you some value today. Have a great day, everybody.